Because every single client I have who's going through a crisis situation seems to want bangs. You're getting a divorce? You want bangs. You graduated university and don't know what you're gonna do with your degree? You want bangs. Your boyfriend cheated on you? Fuck him. Get some bangs. You failed your midterm in high school? Bangs. You're about to get married and one of your bridesmaids bailed? You're gonna get bangs right before your wedding, aren't you? Don't get them right before your wedding. Make you look so much prettier, or they can make you look really, really bad. What's it gonna be today? If you're in the mood for 2021 bangs because you're ready to change your life, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna work and what's not gonna work for you. Today we're gonna be talking all about bangs, or what us stylists call a fringe, because it's bougier. The first thing you need to do is you need to determine your face shape. I did an entire video dedicated to face shapes and to teaching you how to determine what kind of face shape you have. If you haven't seen that video yet, go and check out that video first and then come on back to this video. If you've watched that video and you are still not 100% sure, let's go through a little refresher right now. There are a few key things you need to look at when you are trying to determine your face shape for a haircut. The first key thing you need to look at is your jawline. Look in the mirror straight at your face and determine if your jawline is rounded, if it is pointy, or if it is squared off. If your jawline is rounded, you very likely have an oval or an oblong face. If your jawline is pointy, you very likely have a heart or a diamond face shape. And if your jawline, especially in this area, is squared off, then you have a square face shape. The second feature that you need to pay attention to is your cheekbones. Are your cheekbones defined and clearly chiseled? If they are, you very likely have a diamond face shape, or perhaps even a heart face shape. If your cheekbones are rounded and soft, there isn't a lot of definition to them. You could have an oblong face shape, you could have a round face shape, or you could even have an oval face shape. The third factor that you need to look at is the length of your face. Would you say that your face is a pretty average length? Then you could have an oval face shape. If your face is more long, you could have an oblong face shape. If you notice that your face is shorter than what your ideal would be, then you could have a round face shape, perhaps a heart face shape. Once you're able to identify those three key features on your face, you're more likely to find out what face shape you have. The first face shape we're gonna analyze is the heart face shape. Reese Witherspoon is the archetype of the heart face shape in Hollywood. The characteristics of a heart face shape is that you have a pointy chin, you have a shorter face, and you have a wider forehead. So what you want to do with your fringe is give the illusion that your face is a little bit longer, that your chin is a little less pointy, and that your forehead is a little bit narrower. How do we do that with bangs? There are two types of bangs that I'm going to recommend for this face shape. The first one is a long, kind of wispy fringe. So you want to make sure that this fringe actually sits below the eyebrow. So we want it to kind of graze the eye zone here. What that's gonna do is give the illusion of length, which is gonna trick the eye into thinking the face is actually longer. If you went and did a short bang above the eyebrow, you're going to shorten the face. Doing a full fringe like this that sits nice and wispy really forward on the face is also going to bring the eye upward, and it's going to focus all of the attention right here on that person's face, detracting attention from the pointy or the smaller chin. Another great bang for this face shape is a curtain fringe. The curtain fringe is the fringe of 2021. This is a very, very in style fringe. The way that it works, it's parted in the middle and it swoops through and grazes the cheekbone. Now, the reason that this bang works really, really well is because the middle part actually brings things in, which tricks the eye into thinking that the forehead is not as wide as it actually is. This is a great option for a girl that has a heart-shaped face, doesn't like their heart-shaped face, but doesn't want to commit to styling and maintaining bangs. This bang is the most versatile, easiest, most simple bang that you can really have in the world of bangs. Now, a round face shape actually reminds me a lot of a heart face shape, with the exception that a heart is really kind of pointy here in the chin, and a round face shape is just rounded in the jawline. That's where the jawline trick really, applies. This is when you can really tell the differences in the face shapes when it comes to jawline. It's the #1 giveaway for me as a hairstylist. What you want to do when you have a round face shape when it comes to your bangs is you want to create the illusion of length. You want to create the illusion that your face is stretching out. How do you do that? The exact same way that you do it with a heart. You want to create long, wispy bangs right in the front that sit a little bit below the eyebrows. One trick that I love for my round face shape girls is actually to create a lot of length through the sides here. Typically when you have a round face, you want to have length through the front because that's going to drag your face down and make your face look more oval. So if you still want to get a fringe, despite the fact that your face is round, just create a softer, longer fringe and then connect it to nice long pieces on the side. Here is an example of how a fringe can make you look so much prettier. Now this girl is obviously gorgeous. She has a beautiful round face. You can see with just the addition of a fringe, her face now looks significantly more oval. We have tons of attention drawn to her eyes. She looks so soft and so feminine and absolutely gorgeous. This is what a fringe can do for you if you get the right fringe for your face shape. For a diamond face shape, you are dealing with cheekbones, honey, cheekbones. Now, if you feel like your face is a little bit too angular and you want to soften out those lines, this year, I would suggest getting a shag. Shags are all the rage right now. They are the haircut of 2021. You can go as retro or as modern as you want, but the key features is that you have a lot of texture, and a lot of the texture grazes the cheekbone, which in turn softens the look. Here are two examples of shags that look freaking gorgeous. This first one you can see has a nice long fringe with really long connected sides, and then that entire front section is face framed down with lots of movement and lots of point cutting. The second one kind of has the same sort of vibe with a little bit less heaviness in the fringe, but lots of layerings through the front. Now, one thing that I don't recommend for a diamond face shape, this is a bang faux pas, a no-no, big no, is a really kind of blunt, untextured bang. This really isn't in right now anyway, but some people still love like the blunt fringe. This isn't a great look though for anyone with a diamond face because you have such angular features. If you add another angular feature, you're kind of emphasizing angular on angular, which can start to look a little bit draggy, can start to look very, very harsh to the eye. Let's talk about square face shape. Now, when we're talking about square face shape, the dead giveaway to me is that really angular jawline, that nice sharp jawline. I'm living for that jawline. It is very pretty. The bangs that I like the most on my square face shaped clients is a full, heavy fringe. I know you're expecting me to say something wispy and soft to soften out the jawline, blah, blah, blah. There is something so magical about adding a heavy, nice, strong fringe to a square face shape that creates the most beautiful proportions. Because the face is so strong through here, I feel like you'll need to balance the strength of the face here with the strength of the bang here to create an overall pleasant flow. If you have a really wispy or a really kind of weak fringe on a jawline that is too strong, the jawline grabs the attention and takes over. Whereas if you have a bang that can hold its own against the jawline, what you start to notice is all of this, which is magical. The one thing you don't want to do if you have a square face shape is go too wide on your fringe. You can still have fullness to balance out the fullness down here, but you don't want to go too wide over here. You don't want to cut too wide, because what you're going to end up doing if you have fullness and width is you're basically going to put your face into a little square box. And that's not very flattering. Let's move on to the oblong face shape. The oblong face shape is characterized by a rounded jawline, narrowness, and length. So you are more long than you are wide. The celebrity that has this face shape to a T is Sarah Jessica Parker. So I went down her history and checked out her bangs. We're gonna talk about them. Here's a fringe that is really working on Sarah Jessica Parker, and if you have an oblong face, will work on you too. What you want to do here is you want to create the illusion of width, and you want to detract from the fact that there is too much length. So in this case, what she did is she did a full fringe that was still longer. It wasn't too short, so it gave balance. Since her face is longer, she did a little bit of a longer fringe to give a little bit of balance, not too long, not too short, but she added a lot of width in her hairstyle here. So what it ended up doing was significantly shortening her face compared to this hairstyle where she has a middle part and her hair is straight. You can see how much longer and narrower her face actually looks compared to the other hairstyle where she has broken up her forehead with bangs, brought the eye up, and then brought the eye this way with width in the hair. Here's an example of a model with a long face with a great fringe. A fringe for a long face is a saving grace. I have a long face and I always find that I look a lot more in proportion when I have something kind of breaking up the length of my face and adding a little bit of width to my face. In this case, this model opted for, again, a longer fringe, which gives the balance that she needs to complement her longer face, but much more heaviness. So a lot more hair was cut into that fringe. You can see how flattering and how beautiful it actually looks on her face. One mistake that you might make, that you think you're making because you're doing the right thing, but it's not the right thing, is to give yourself a baby bang. Here's an example of Sarah Jessica Parker when she cut her bangs too short. What ended up happening, it very well may shorten the face, but because the face is so long and narrow, having that short bang is disproportioned to the rest of her face, so things look out of balance. It's not flattering because it's not the right proportion for that type of face shape. If you have an oval face, then your face is perfectly wide, perfectly long, soft in the jawline, soft in the cheekbones, soft in the hairline, and we hate your guts. An oval face can do no wrong. An oval face can do what we all want to do, what we all want to pull off, but can't. Because there are just things that we want that we can't pull off and we need to accept. An oval face, she's that bitch that can pull it off. For those of you that love the baby bang had its place in history. I'm not seeing a lot of it right now, but I still think it's super cute. If you have an oval face, you can have a baby bang. I don't think a lot of faces can pull off the baby bang, but an oval face can. It's true, bangs are cute, bangs can make you feel like $1,000,000, bangs can soften out your features and make you look way prettier, but bangs are a commitment. They are a commitment for a few reasons. For one, you have to style them or they look crazy. There are a few people that just wake up with cute bangs. I am not one of those people, and you probably aren't either. If you are very sporty and don't like hair in your face and you don't want to pin them up all the time, don't get bangs. If you do outdoor work and are always in rain and wind and snow and hail and like wet, don't get bangs. If you are someone who wants low commitment hair, don't get bangs, because bangs are a commitment. They take a lot of time to style. Well, not a lot of time, but they require a dedicated person to style them daily, and they also require trims on the regular. So if you go see your hairdresser once a year and you don't want to cut them yourselves, or you're just not savvy, don't get bangs because you will regret it. I have had a lot of clients who love them for a month and then grow them out for a year, grudgingly swearing at me under their breath. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then you might really find this one interesting next. I will see you next week. Bye!